It is Thursday, July 23rd. It is really close to 10 o'clock. So, anyway, we are live here again in the shop. Hello, Jacob. Hello, Hulkbest. Glad that you are with us this morning. I have my coffee that is still, I love Tervis. They make great products. I like that I can customize them if I want. Like I've had this cup for a while, walk worthy, bear fruit, increase knowledge. We got the 110 logo on the side. I love this cup. Here is the issue with Tervis. Stainless steel coffee cups. I put coffee in this cup this morning at like 6:50. It is still so hot that I can barely drink it. I love it. It's good, but it keeps it hot. So, all right, we have a few more people. Anna joined us. Reed joined us. Renee joined us. Hello. I am so glad you guys are with us this morning. Get a little bit more coffee here. So for those of you that follow the woodworking Instagram account, I do the woodworking on top of the youth ministry and the church stuff. And I have some big announcements next week, but we'll leave those for next week. But anyway, those of you that follow realize I had a little mistake yesterday. And, we're being a little bit extra careful this morning. I'm usually always careful, try to be at least. Just want to be a little extra careful. The sanding machine that I have, it didn't do anything wrong. My finger slipped. So like this wood is smooth, right? I mean, it's supposed to be smooth, and my hand there, and man, it fell forward. And anyway, sandpaper versus skin, sandpaper wins every time. So, all right, Caitlin is on Facebook. I am so glad to hear that. Let me get into this morning. I want to make sure, let me know if someone, is not doing well. Normally, you guys just all tell me you're good. But looks like everybody's here. So, Proverbs 8 this morning, and I am going to share with you what I think, personally, is the biggest obstacle for Christians. I just do. I think I think I could make some really strong arguments about this, but I'm not here to argue with you guys this morning. I'm just here to share a challenge with you. 110 at 10. So anyway, Proverbs 8, starting in verse 12, and I'm going to read verses 12 and 13. We're going to start with 12, focuses on Proverbs 8:13. It says here, I, wisdom, dwell with prudence, and I find knowledge and discretion. Verse 13, the fear of the Lord is hatred of evil, pride and arrogance in the way of evil and perverted speech I hate. Pride, in my opinion, is the absolute number one challenger for Christians to living a good Christian life. And I think pride keeps a lot of people away from a relationship with Jesus. I think pride is extremely toxic. I think that it can be just devastating to a church, to a person's life, to every aspect of them. Pride is an extreme problem. And most people, when you talk to them, would very easily or very quickly say that they are not prideful, but their lives would indicate that they are. And I think the reason that pride becomes such a huge burden and a huge challenge and a huge obstacle for us as Christians is that it's sneaky. Pride is very it can come in very boisterous, right? I mean, we know pride and arrogance that we've seen before. Everybody can call it out. Everybody can agree on that, right? So we have that. But we also have the pride that is quiet, that is stealthy. And that pride is sometimes worse than anything else. And so what do I mean? Give me some examples, Chris, on pride that is stealthy. Pride that is stealthy looks like a serpent talking to a young lady in absolute perfection, challenging something that God said. Pride is the young lady not going straight to God and saying, hey, I need help understanding what you said. This person's saying this. What did you say? What do you teach me? How do I humble myself and come to you? Because here's how pride played out there. Pride played out in the fact that she knew better. She didn't need anybody else telling her anything. She was able to make the decision. That's what the serpent wanted. The serpent was convincing her that she didn't need somebody telling her what to do, that she could decide what to do. Pride looked at Adam, and when you look at the pride that Adam had at the very beginning was, I know what is wrong, and this is where sin entered. I know what is wrong, and I'm going to do something different because I'm smarter. I'm not going to have anybody tell me what to do. Pride looked at Cain and Abel and said, the things that I do are better than the things you do. And so therefore I should get better treatment than you. And since I'm not getting better treatment, my pride, my arrogance is going to kill you. And we could look throughout history. Pride put Jesus on the cross, because when Jesus came and he's teaching against, or he's explaining, or he's arguing against what the Pharisees and the teachers are saying, pride said, I don't care who you say you are. I don't care who you think you are. I am better than you. I am wiser than you. I am stronger than you. And pride plays out in our lives right now because pride says, I don't need help. Pride says, I can figure things out on my own. Pride says that nobody needs to tell me anything. I can handle it. I can deal with it. I can manage it. And pride says, I don't even need God. I need money. I need freedoms. I need political agendas. I need whatever. I need security. I need fun. I need excitement. I need all of these things. Pride says I need those more than I need God, because those things elevate me. And those things make me better. Those things make me the center. Those things make my life easier. Those things make my life better. And so pride plays into all of our aspects of our life because we're constantly focused on ourselves. This is why Christ was very adamant. And Jesus was extremely focused on this idea that what you want doesn't matter. What you think is best for you doesn't matter. What you think is the right way doesn't matter. What does God say? What does God say is best for His glory, and what is best for His agenda, and what is best for His plans? Pride argues against that. Pride says, no, I'm going to do something different. And believe me, all of us struggle with pride. All of us are challenged by pride. If you are sitting here and you're listening, you're saying, pride doesn't have a place in my life. That is pride. I'm not trying to be, use a circular reasoning and try to use all of this, type of arguments that doesn't let you have an out. I'm just letting you know that a fact would say that as if that pride is involved in all of our lives. It's a challenge for all of us. Do you always succumb to it? No, I'm not saying you do. Do you have ways of battling it? Yes, I hope that you do. But to say that it's not an issue, to say that you have overcome it, that is prideful. That is elevating it. It is something that is always knocking at our door. It is something that we will always deal with, because it is our flesh. It is our desire to want to be that way. The old flesh is in us. Yes, it's dead, but it's still here. The nature is in here. So we still war with it. Even if we're Christians, we have victory. We know that, and we can succeed. And we don't have to be controlled by pride. We don't have to be ran over by pride, but we have to understand that it's there, and we have to battle it, and we have to fight it. And we fight it with humility, and we fight it with, just this idea of submission to God. And so when we see a verse like this in Proverbs, that wisdom says that I must fight pride, that it is the way of evil, that pride and arrogance is the way of evil. And I dwell with prudence. I deal with knowledge. I deal with the fear of the Lord. Wisdom says this is how I deal, and I'm against pride and arrogance. It is a good reminder for us that we need to make sure that we are not prideful. That when we see pride creeping in our lives by making us think that we can handle a situation, that we can do something. Listen, it is not strength to try to go about your Christian life by yourself. It is weakness. It is not strength to be able to fight every sin in your life by yourself. That is actually weakness. You are at your weakest point when you are by yourself. You are better when you are together, not only with Christ and God, but with other believers that are also strengthening you, that are making that cord together. But obviously, it's submission to Jesus. When you struggle with something, when there's a sin in your life that you are battle with, to submit and to be humble and say, I want to do this thing. My flesh says to do this thing, but I am going to submit. I am going to humble myself and do this other thing because God wants me to do it. That is wisdom. That is where we honor and glorify God. And I think that we need to be extremely careful when we start looking at and paying attention to pride and making sure that it is not part of our lives. So I wanted to share that with you. I've seen this in Proverbs 8, verse 13. Pride and arrogance in the way of evil, the perverted speech I hate. So you can, perverted speech, we can talk about it, but pride and arrogance, I hate. Wisdom is saying this, I hate it, because it can't learn. If you're prideful, if you're arrogant, you can't learn, you can't be taught, you can't do anything. Because you're prideful, you're arrogant. And so wisdom says, I can't be with that. What I love is prudence and knowledge and discretion and fear of the Lord. And so we need to add those aspects in our lives, not the pride, arrogance, and other things. So again, I think, hopefully that you're noticing these things in your life and you're fighting with these things. I notice them and I've fought them and I fight them constantly. I try to make sure that I'm constantly submitting and constantly humbling myself and constantly living a life where I do not act as if I know everything, because I don't. I'm always learning, and I will always be learning. I'm never going to have conquered everything in my life. And so I know that, but there are still times where it comes in that people want to say something to me and I don't want to listen because I think I'm better than them, or I think I'm wiser than them, or I think I'm more important than them, or whatever it is. And I need to make sure that I'm not doing that. That's the first thing. And then the second part of that is I need to make sure that I'm not trying to do it on my own. And so, one, listen to other people. Two, don't try to do it on your own. And then submit to God. I need to constantly be willing to submit to God and do what He wants to do, not what I want to do. So I love you guys. I'm going to see you tomorrow. I'm going to continue doing work today. Hopefully, no more bandages needed today. I got some stuff that needs done, but and then I'm going to be ready for Sunday. So I know I'll mention it tomorrow, but I'm preaching Sunday morning, preaching on the Sabbath day and how to keep that holy, how to follow that commandment, even in our day and age. So love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.